Golden State Warriors fans are staring down another critical offseason, and this time, the stakes feel a little higher. Coming off a year where they showed flashes of their former dominance, there's a lingering sense that the championship window is slowly narrowing for this battle-tested squad. Stephen Curry, still playing at an elite level, carried the team through many of its ups and downs, while Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green provided the fire and grit that have become synonymous with this era of Warriors basketball. But as the dust settles after a second-round playoff exit at the hands of a young, hungry Minnesota Timberwolves squad, there's no denying that this team needs a shakeup, especially in the front court. The playoff series told us everything we needed to know. The Warriors still have the heart of a champion, but injuries and lack of depth exposed some glaring gaps. Curry going down in Game 1 with that hamstring injury didn't help, but even before that, questions were already swirling around the roster's ability to match up physically, particularly inside the paint, when your best big man presence is Draymond, a player whose strength lies in versatility more than size. You're asking a lot from your rotation. The Warriors fought hard, but the limitations were too obvious to ignore. So now, the front office is under pressure. Not the kind of panic button pressure, but the kind that comes when you realize your cornerstone stars are getting older, and the time to chase rings is slipping away. They know they can't waste another season leaning too heavily on the same formula. This summer is about realignment. It's about finding the right balance between win-now talent and long-term sustainability. That brings us to the latest buzz making its rounds in the NBA rumor mill. According to a 3-team trade proposal circulating online, the Warriors could be eyeing Memphis Grizzlies forward Santi Aldama as a potential answer to their front court concerns. The deal: Golden State would send young guard Moses Moody to the Brooklyn Nets. In turn, the Grizzlies would land Keon Johnson and Dariq Whitehead from Brooklyn, along with a pick swap involving a future first-rounder from Golden State. And the Warriors, they'd walk away with Aldama. Now, on paper, this trade doesn't scream blockbuster. But don't let that fool you. Santi Aldama is quietly becoming one of the more intriguing stretch forwards in the league. At 6 feet 11 inches tall, he's coming off a year where he averaged 12.5 points, 6.4 rebounds, and nearly 3 assists per game. That's not even mentioning his shooting splits. He hit over 48% from the field and nearly 37% from beyond the arc. For a team like the Warriors, who thrive on spacing and fluid ball movement, Aldama could be an ideal fit. Imagine him in Steve Kerr's system, playing off Curry and Klay Thompson, stretching the floor with his shooting while offering size and rebounding down low. He could easily slot into the starting lineup next to Draymond or come off the bench as a weapon in the second unit. His game is still developing, but he's shown flashes of the kind of versatility the Warriors love to work with. He's mobile, smart, and not afraid of the moment. A valuable mix when you're aiming to win now without gutting your future. But let's be real, losing Moses Moody wouldn't be an easy pill to swallow. The young guard has had his moments in a Warriors jersey, and there's a feeling among fans that his ceiling is still untapped. He's shown flashes of being a dynamic scorer, a capable defender, and someone who could be a real contributor for years to come. Letting go of a player like that is always a gamble, especially when you're trading youth for fit. But Golden State is in a unique position. They're not in a rebuild. They're not in a holding pattern. They're in a race against time to make the most of what they have left with Curry at the helm. And this is where front office decisions get complicated. Is Aldama the kind of addition that moves the needle enough to justify giving up a promising young talent like Moody, or should the Warriors be thinking bigger, using Moody as part of a larger package to bring in a more established star? That debate is definitely ongoing behind closed doors. But one thing is certain: standing still isn't an option. The Western Conference is getting younger, faster, and more physical. If Golden State wants to keep pace, upgrades are not optional, they're necessary. This proposed trade might not be the final version, but it signals a clear direction. The Warriors are looking for size, versatility, and shooting in the front court. They need someone who can provide a consistent presence alongside Draymond without bogging down the offense. Aldama checks a lot of those boxes, even if he's not a household name. Sometimes the right role player in the right system is more valuable than a big name. With the wrong fit, we've seen that formula work in Golden State before. And that's the most interesting part of this entire scenario. The Warriors have built a legacy on chemistry, development, and smart basketball, not just splashy trades or blockbuster free agent signings. So a move like this, while subtle, is very on brand. It's the kind of chess move that could quietly elevate their ceiling without disrupting the culture they've spent years cultivating, of course. All of this hinges on how the offseason plays out across the rest of the league. Other teams are also looking to retool, and the market could shift fast. But as of now, if you're the Warriors, a move like this feels like a calculated risk. You give up some youth, you gain a piece that fits your current timeline. That's the dance every contender has to navigate, balancing tomorrow with today. And for Golden State, that clock is ticking louder than ever. If we take a step back and really look at where the Golden State Warriors are right now, it becomes clear that they're at a true crossroads. There's a desire to stay loyal to the core that brought them so much success: Curry, Green, Thompson, but the NBA doesn't stop to honor legacy. Teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Denver Nuggets are hungry, younger, and physically imposing. The Warriors, they're smart, experienced, and still dangerous, but they need help. Not a total overhaul, but something that gives them a fighting edge in the trenches without forcing a full-scale rebuild. That's where Santi Aldama represents more than just a stats sheet. He's not just about numbers, he's about projection. He's about potential fit in a system that maximizes smart, team-first basketball. Steve Kerr's offense has always been predicated on movement, decision-making, and spacing. Aldama brings all of that. He's not a bruising big, but he doesn't have to be. What he does offer is length, shooting touch, and the ability to switch defensively. You plug him into this rotation, and suddenly things start to make a little more sense. You relieve some of the pressure off Draymond Green, who has spent years doing everything from defending fives to initiating the offense. You give yourself flexibility when Looney is off the floor or when you need to go small, without going undersized. But again, the question lingers: are the Warriors playing it too safe by targeting a player like Aldama? Is this really the kind of move that gets them back into title contention? That's where the nuance of roster building comes into play. Not every move is going to be a blockbuster, and not every upgrade comes with a major name attached. Sometimes, the most important pieces are the ones that allow your stars to be stars again. It's about optimizing what you already have, and let's not forget the financial side of things. Golden State has been deep in the luxury tax for years. Adding a cost-effective piece like Aldama, especially in a sign-and trade, could help them stay competitive without ballooning their salary sheet even further. That's not just smart basketball, it's smart business. The front office has to weigh performance against payroll. And in today's NBA, that balance is more delicate than ever. A move like this could be about positioning the Warriors to be competitive now, while still keeping the door open for future flexibility. There's also something to be said about what this trade signals in terms of internal evaluations. Moving Moses Moody would suggest that the Warriors might be ready to pivot away from the two-timeline approach they've toyed with in recent seasons. They tried to develop young talent like Moody, Kuminga, and Wiseman alongside their veterans. But only Kuminga has really cemented a major role. If they're willing to part with Moody, it might mean they're ready to fully embrace one final push with the old guard before looking ahead. That's not necessarily giving up on the future, it's recognizing where the team stands and adjusting accordingly. Moody's ceiling is still a question mark, but so is his immediate impact. He's had moments of brilliance, but also long stretches of invisibility. For a team with title aspiration, that inconsistency can be costly. If Aldama can provide steadier production and fill a position of greater need, then it makes sense to pull the trigger, even if it stings a little in the short term. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. In a stunning turn of events that has sent shockwaves throughout the NBA, rumors are swirling that Kevin Durant is set to join the Golden State Warriors, a move that would reshape the league's landscape once again. The basketball world is abuzz with speculation after what insiders are calling a leak of a potential deal between Durant and the Warriors, sparking intense debates among fans, analysts, and players alike. Kevin Durant, known for his incredible scoring ability and versatility, has long been one of the most sought-after players in the league. His departure from the Warriors in 2019 was one of the most significant moments in recent NBA history, leading to a new era for both Durant and Golden State. Now, the possibility of Durant returning to the team where he won the championships is igniting imaginations and rivalries. Sources close to this situation suggest that the Warriors are eager to bring Durant back to bolster their roster and rekindle the dominant dynasty they once led. Durant's talent paired with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green could potentially create an unstoppable force once more. But this potential reunion raises numerous questions about team chemistry, salary cap implications, and the impact on the Warriors' current core. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the leak of this information has already influenced betting odds and media coverage. As everyone waits for an official announcement, some speculate that Durant's motivation could be driven by a desire to chase another title and prove himself in a familiar environment, while others question how this move might affect the balance of power in the Western Conference. NBA insiders caution that negotiations are likely still underway and the situation could change rapidly. But the mere possibility of Durant donning a Warriors jersey again has reignited excitement among fans and pundits. If the deal goes through, it would mark one of the most dramatic NBA storylines in recent memory, with ripple effects across teams, player movements, and championship predictions. As the rumor mills churn and the basketball world holds its breath, one thing is clear: Kevin Durant's next move is poised to become one of the defining moments of the NBA offseason. Whether the leak turns into reality remains to be seen, but the buzz surrounding this potential signing has already left an indelible mark on the league's narrative. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news, subscribe to our channel, and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.